Why, hello and welcome back to another vlog video, and yeah, I'm back again. And unfortunately, once again, it would appear I have not had the time to do my LB videos, which I am most apologetic for. I've been trying to get the time, but I've just not really been able to find the actual time to do them. Which is mostly just due to being busy at sort of work and then being tired when I get home. It's quite a bad thing. I apologise for any random noises you can hear off to the side of the camera. I've got Nico lying down at the floor beside me and the pops in her playpen just off camera down there. You might see our pop in every now and again after that, but our head's literally just there off camera. You can sort of see it flash in every now and again, I think. But no, so basically, long story short is this weekend I've had a lot of running around to do, and unfortunately Friday night I was absolutely knackered from work, which is when I was originally planning on filming the LB videos. I do have an idea in my head that I'm going to try and do something a wee bit different with them, but we're going to wait and see if that works, if I decide to go with it or not. Because there's a few things I want to do. You can see my patch holes are back for it, so yeah, they're sorted out. And the more eagle-eyed viewers will notice just sort of like over here, these ones are all side on because of the way they've been set up. They've been hung different from the way we were originally planning. But no, so this is like week 3 or 4 of doing the 12-hour shifts at work, and yeah, like I said, at the weekend the pups were playing with a toy. That's what the squeaking is. And I don't want to say they're taking their toll like badly, but as you can guess, on a Friday, I'm like over the weekend I'm really quite tired. That's probably because I'm having to do things at home as well, and you know, like obviously me being night shift, I'm more used to being up at night. I mean, I work from 6 at night till 6 in the morning, so at night I'm more used to being up, and during the day I'm more used to being asleep. Where obviously I need to get on with things like getting the pup food, the Nico food, things like that. I need to be up during the day, so it sort of screws up my body clock a wee bit, and I end up being up and out of my sync, which means I don't sleep great. That means I'm tired. That means I really can't be bothered doing anything. That then has the toll of things not getting done, which is most unfortunate. But I am hoping, like over this next week, I'm going to be able to get on with things and change it. I do apologise if the camera keeps sort of dulling down and brightening up. It seems, well, I do different things, it seems to be doing that. Because I've got this on a forward-facing camera on a mobile phone. So hopefully it's going to come out alright. So yeah, work's been going quite good, you know. This week's not been too bad, really. I mean, there has been a incident at work, but I'm not going to go into that in my vlog, simply because it's not the right place or the right time to do it at the moment. So, apart from this one incident, things have been going really quite well. Yeah, I've got my flexes stuck out. My other one, my block or whatever they want to call it, is on charge at the moment. That's why I'm using the stick. Well, it's not a stick, it's just the flexes. The stick's the one that screwed up on me. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Apart from this one incident at work this week, things have been going really quite well, you know. I got put up with a team of guys on Wednesday night and Thursday night because we're doing 4 12-hour shifts a week. Which is, I'm enjoying the 4 12-hour shifts because it gives me more, like, an extra night at home, things like that. It's really quite good. And Wednesday, Thursday night, I got teamed up with these other guys, and I'll be honest, they are quite quick workers. And when, like, on the Wednesday night when I first got put with them, I was like, oh God, this is going to be interesting. Well, it's going to be hectic. It's going to be hellish. But no, it was actually a really good pace we had. You know, at work I do the forklift driving, things like that as well, so they understood there's times I've got to disappear and do that, and they just carried on and just kept it going. So yeah, I was really quite glad of that. And it turned into a really good shift. It was really enjoyable. Then I was with them on the Thursday night as well, and I was like, right, let's get this done. I was a wee bit busier Thursday night. I will say that I seemed to have a hell of a lot more to do, like, away from them. And I kept apologising to them, going, like, I'm really sorry, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And they just sort of went, yep, no problem, just get on with it. One good thing is, when my camera seems to dull down, you can see my monitor better, which was a picture from when I was on holiday. Aye, so like I was saying, on the Thursday when I seemed to have a hell of a lot more to do, they were just like, yeah, we'll go and do it, don't worry, thanks. Like, the communication was there, and communication is key with this place, I'm going to say that. And because the communication was there, and I was able to say to them, I need to go and do this, I need to go and do that, they were able to adapt and work without me being there until I got back, and then as I'd come back and catch up on what I should have been doing with them, and then until I had something else to go and do, which was brilliant. And yeah, it's like, yeah, let's get this done. A lot of the guys in there I do get on with, I do work well with, but I have to admit the pace with these two was brilliant. I just wish I could say I was going to get that all the time. Unfortunately, I can't. Now, I know, like, some of my more eagle-eyed viewers are going to notice, like, just up here, I've got two of my knives that were on my wall before, and the third one is now a plushie devil. I'm not going to go into the backstory of the plushie, but it's something I've had for a long time, and yeah, it's there just now because the knife I did have there was one of my black boar knives. I've had it for 3 or 4 years, something like that. I hope this isn't coming out as me being too whitewashed, by the way. And yeah, it's a working knife. I'm not sure you can see it on the camera or not. I think you can, just sort of like here, if I can get my finger on, was usually my sort of my more fancy black boar knife, which is also gone at the moment, but I'll come round to that. And yeah, so like I was saying, the one that's up where the devil is, usually up here, it was in need of a proper sharpening and things like that. And with me being at work, I decided to treat myself, so I went out to Black Boar. I got this, it's a Krytex holster with another, try and get up on the screen properly, another really nice Black Boar knife. I mean, you can see how broad the back of that blade is. And the sheath is absolutely brilliant. Listen, it's like Krytex, so it clicks in, and nearly stabbed myself there by not paying attention. Not something I do with these knives, you should always be paying attention. If you notice on one side, like if you notice here, you've got loops here and here, which, you know, so you can put it on your belt and have it sitting up that way. But if we flip it round, you notice the loops are here and here. It does have two there, you could put it on your belt that way, but it's going to sit a bit higher up. There's got two loops in there, so you can actually have it sitting that way for like a cross straw type thing if you really wanted to. Again, when I bought this from John at Black Boar, he asked what I wanted it for, and I sort of said to him, I'm looking for another work knife. You know, I had the one that was on the wall there, I've had that for years, I've been really impressed with it, really like it. And this is why I like Black Boars, because they do talk to you, because something I didn't know until John explained it to me is different knives have different edges on it depending on their job. So he's put a proper working edge on that, and it is bloody sharp, excuse the language, it is razor sharp. And it is hold its edge for all the work I've had it doing. I can use it precisely, you know, I can use it for very fine cuts, and I can use it for bigger ones. It's a really nice knife to use, it'll do everything I want it to do, and no issues, no questions asked about it. And that sheath, really, it's nice having that little click as it goes in there. That click is nice, you know it's in there, it's not coming out easily unless you draw it out, you know. And I'm really quite over the moon with that. And then there's things like, obviously that one's missing, so when I picked up that one, when I picked up my new one here, this is my newest one, as I spoke to John and explained about my other two, could do it a bit of a sharpen on them, because, well, I say I've had one for 3 or 4 years, and you know, it's got a bit dull over that time, and I can put an edge on it, I can sharpen it up to a point, but nowhere near the level he can. So John was like, yeah, no bother, I can sharpen that. So This is what the bag's about. There's something in there. Unfortunately, the sort of main thing I've got in here, it doesn't have before and after pictures. But, so, like I said, there's my work knife that's usually up on the wall. And again, he's sharpened up. He's made that really quite nice. You can stop the light reflecting off it. The handle, I think he's actually done some work to the handle on it as well, because it was a bit scuffed. You know, you could tell it had been used outside, it had been wet, and all sorts. And he's got that back to being, again, absolute razor sharp. I mean, that you could shave with that wee knife. And then, as always, this is one of my favourite knives. So, I'm a bit of a collector of knives, if I'm honest, and this is one of my favourites. This is one my partner got me for my birthday one year, I'm sure it was. And if you can get up on the screen, if you can see that, it's actually got Tasman on the blade. The handle is beautiful. Again, it's a really nice fit in the hand. It's, again, you can shave with that edge. That is not an edge to be played with. So that'll be going back up on display. Well, the two of them will be going back up very quick soon. I might have to rejig my display for the new one as well. But this is the Pierre Resistance. And if you ask me, if you look here, look at that. I mean, this was not a black boar knife. This was a knife that has been handed down to me, and you could tell over the time, like over the years, because this has been in my family as long as I can remember, and I've always wanted to get fixed up and sorted out and put up on the wall. So when I spoke to John, I explained to him what the situation was with it. You know, I know it's not one of your knives, but I was hoping you could help me out. And John sort of went, well, let me see it, I'll see what I can do. And if you can see us up here, this is the end result, this sheath here. It's all handcrafted, it's all hand done. But when I was talking to him about it, he was showing me another one of his knives, which was one of his first sort of custom ones he made, and it had a very similar type of sheath. And if you notice, the belt loop actually comes separate from the sheath. And I can't remember the full story behind it, but it was something to do with like a set dress code. Like they used to just wear a sash, you know, and it didn't have the belt loop, so they'd just sit the sheath through it like that, and you could draw it out and do what you had to do, then put it back in, and the sash would hold it in place. Then foreigners arrived, and they were interested in the knife, so what they done is they made this bit, which was the belt loop, which the knife just sort of floats into and clicks into place, which I think is really quite smart. And the time that John's put into making that sheath, and he's really put the thought into it for the knife, because personally I feel it really suits it. And, you know, the time and the effort he's put into that is amazing, and that is definitely going to go up on the wall as a major showpiece, because I've had, like I said, basically I got this knife handed down to me. I'm sort of being very careful because it's rather sharp now, as this knife was handed down to me by my dad eventually, and if I've got my history right, my dad got that knife from his dad, but they bought it as a working knife, so it's come from my granddad basically down to me, and it's a bit sentimental value more than physical value. But it goes to show that John at Black Boar, when you tell him the story behind something, he does listen to what you're saying, and he goes, right, okay. So that, you know, like, oh, sorry about this. Like, going back to this one, which was my very first Black Boar knife, my partner bought me it. She told him, you know, I was looking for a good work knife, something that could just sit on my belt. It's going to get used, it's going to get abused, it's going to get battered. So he's made it really quite plain. I don't mean that in a bad sense, by no manner of means. It's a plain sheath, it's designed to work. Oh, right down there, Growly. Sorry, Pops, I'm going to growl to herself. So, that's why he made this one for. When he made the sheath, it was purely designed to be very quite plain, just sit there. I mean, I was helping out. When I say work, it was a work knife. It was designed for doing work, but I wasn't really working at the time. I was on benefits. I played around with my tractors and things like that, so I've got two Grey Fergusons, And that's what I wanted the knife for, was doing things like that, to keep myself entertained. So that's what this knife was bought for, and John listened to what Kel said, and this is the knife they agreed on. And to be honest with you, I've always been in love with it since I got it. Anytime I've been down at the farm working, like, well, not working, but helping out, or playing with my tractors, doing whatever, this has never been far away from it. And I'm going to admit, it's not going to change. The only thing that might change is I might carry this one every now and again, because it's a wee bit different, but it's another working knife. It is designed to work, where the other two aren't. They are the one with my name on it. I'm not going to get out again. I was there, but I'm not going to. The one with my name on it, it was more bought as like a showpiece. It's still a functioning knife. It's still sharp, but wasn't bought to go out and do the work of the other ones. And obviously the big one, it's a bit more sentimental value. So that's what I'm saying. John listens to what's the story behind them. If it's a work knife, it doesn't need to be fancy. Where when he's made the sheath for that big one, he knew I liked the one he was showing me, and I really did not expect him to go to all that effort for it. I expected it to be quite a plain sheath, just something that's going to do the job, hold the knife, and things like that. I didn't expect them to go to that effort. And the other thing is when I gave John them, he sort of said, "Look, I am busy at the moment, so I've got a lot of orders coming in," which doesn't surprise me in the least. He seems to be building a really good repertoire of customers. And I was like, "Yeah, no problem." He was like, "It's going to take me a while, it might take me a few weeks." I was like, "Look, I'm in no rush, don't worry about it." And that was last weekend. And I can't remember if I said in my last vlog I dropped them off. And then during the week he messaged me going, "What do you think of this? It's ready, it's good to go." I was like, "Whoa," I was like, if that's what you call might take me a wee while, that is really fast. So yeah, I was over the moon with that. And I went out today, I had to go and pick it up, which is what I done. I had to get the pup food as well, so it went really quite well. I was quite happy with that. I'm over the moon with that. I need to put them all back up and figure them out, and figure out where to put the old knife with the new sheath up on the wall up above me here, how to fit it into the wee display. I do have an idea for something different, but there's a difference between having an idea and making the idea work, and making the idea work is going to be the hard part. So I'm not going to say too much because I don't know how to make it work. So I really am over the moon with that. I'm quite happy. I'll try and drop a link to Black Boar Knife's Facebook page below me. I'm sorry if you can hear random voices outside. It's a bit later at night. Maybe the pub is kicking out because I live across the road for a pub. So yeah, like I was saying, I'll try and drop a link to Black Boar's Facebook page below. Please go and check them out. And if he does everything from kitchen knives to dress knives to working knives, everything, he does it all. If there's something in particular you want, feel free to get in touch with them, and they will be in touch with you back to tell you about what's been going on. Now, I'm sure I said in my last vlog that I was hoping to have something a bit bigger news-wise for you in this one. Well, I do have it, it's worked, but it's not ready to be announced yet, so I'm not going to announce it in this one. Yeah, I know I'm keeping the mystery alive. But put it this way, I'm hoping, I do mean hoping, it's going to change things up a bit and make things a wee bit better for things, like for doing the vlogs and things like that. Even the dogs, it's going to make things a bit better. But that's about all I've got to really say in this one, because I've had a lot ongoing this week. Let's say I've had an incident at work. It's nothing bad, nobody got hurt, nothing like that. It's just there's a slight mistake made, and we're trying to figure out, or the work's trying to figure out how it's happened. So it's nothing worth worrying about. I'm not going to say too much on here because it's not the right place to say it. It's not somewhere to post it or anything like that. Yeah, forget that. My partner's working late tonight, so I need to get ready to go and pick her up shortly in about an hour's time when I leave. So that'll be good. Get her home, she's doing a wee bit extra overtime tonight. It's a bit of a shame, because it means we get less time together, but it is what it is. And yeah, apart from like the black boar knives and what's new, there's not too much to say really. Apart from like obviously now I edit this and upload it and schedule it, things like that, and hopefully it all comes out alright, and hopefully the pup's random noises haven't been too bad. So I'm going to call an end to it there, because I'm looking at the timer on the screen and it's like 20 odd minutes, near enough 20 minutes, something like that, by the time I head out, bits I need to head out. It's going to be quite a long video, I don't want it to be too long. But don't forget, if there's anything else you would like to see, don't forget to comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the wee bell icon for notifications. And until next time, be smart, be safe, think yours, and peace!